Good afternoon, everybody. It's John from Veganism KILLS, and today I have some rather hopeful news for people. As most of you've been watching my videos where I put mostly studies up there explaining where I actually get my information from, uh, doctors have given me go to this internet site, go to this internet site, go to the Toxicity Journal. I have it all in my videos, and I've been talking to a lot of people that don't like veganism because it made them sick. Again, you can't put the title of them being anti-vegan. I'm categorizing them as victims of veganism. Now, I've spoken to a lot of vegans. Some of them are just off the wall about the ideology, and they don't want to take any responsibility from endorsing a diet that's making people sick. They tend to ignore that elephant in the room, and they'll just start speaking about ethics, and philosophizing about it. And to tell you the truth, you can care about the animals. I have no problem with that. I don't think animals should be tortured or killed, but but we're gonna have to eat animals in order to keep ourselves tip top. A lot of people can't afford the vegan diet, to live on it, or to make it livable. Because a lot of people can't be spending all that money on supplements. And plus, if you get sick from veganism, they won't be able to, absorb the medical cost, which on average in the U.S., from somebody recovering from vegan, I calculated after talking to multiple people who went through that process of getting sick from veganism, it's like $20,000. And they're still not 100% recovered. But there's hope. I spoke to one of the ethical vegans. I will not use their name because it's obviously, if I do say their name or their moniker that they use on YouTube, they're going to get attacked by the more extremist vegans. And they'll be slandered. Now, this person I talked to seems to have an IQ that's above room temperature. He seems to understand what I'm saying. And him being a proponent to veganism wants to make veganism work. He's choosing not to ignore the damage to health that veganism is doing. And he's also asking on behalf from his fellow vegans. I'm going to try to get him to come on my channel and have him ask on behalf of all of the vegans and all the people looking to be vegans that vegans stop promoting veganism without showing people how to do it correctly. And then when people turn around and ask you, what am I doing wrong with veganism? I'm getting very sick. It's not ethical to turn your back on a sick person that's asking you for help. Can you imagine if a doctor or nurse did that in the hospital? I'm not feeling too well. Look, I'm bleeding. Well, that's your problem. You didn't do it right. That's not ethical. I'm sorry. So I think some vegans out there realize that a lot of the vegans up there on YouTube making these less than intelligent comments shouldn't be taken seriously. But what should be taken seriously is the fact that they have no knowledge of the impact of their diet has on human health. And they're promoting it as healthy for all stages of life. And it's caused deaths. It's given veganism a black eye. Now, if veganism is a proper diet, you guys are going to have to figure out how to make it proper, make it work. You can't have 85% of the people who try veganism drop out for health reasons. That clearly shows that veganism isn't healthy. 35% of those people get serious conditions, which there's a lot of vegans, if you ask them, when did you stop veganism? The day after I came out of the emergency room for the third time. It has to be confronted. There has to be an answer. If you guys are trying to force everybody onto this vegan diet, It has to work. You can't sell us a car with 4 square wheels. It's just not going to work. So either you put away that ethical part of that ethical reasoning and start worrying about the people that are on the vegan diet and are getting sick, or you're not ethical at all to humans or animals or otherwise. And the way you're promoting veganism, you know what you're going to do? You're going to create more meat eaters. That's exactly what you're going to do. The vegan diet doesn't work. It's going to reverse. That's what happens when you try to promote something that you don't know anything about. And it's going to backfire on you. That's why people loathe vegans. That's why people would rather have a crack addict living in their house than a vegan. Now, as far as I know, first of all, this vegans are antisocial. They only like to stay within their own crowd, other vegans. You're cutting off what 99% of the fucking world. You're gonna be ostracized. You're gonna look like the weirdo cult. People don't want you to move next to them. People don't want you in their presence. You'll become isolated. And then sooner or later, knowing the human psyche, they'll attack you. Especially since you've been attacking your neighbors, stopping them from getting his food from the store, stopping them from going in McDonald's, throwing paint on people's fur coats when it started, sitting there dressed as a clown there at McDonald's swinging a meat cleaver, and then call the cops after I knock you out, after your head hits the glass door and it breaks it. And then you call the cops on me, and the cops come and get me on 57th Street. Why'd you punch out the clown? If you haven't noticed, he's been swinging a meat cleaver. He swung it at me, and I reacted. I thought he was trying to chop me, so I punched him out. That was a while ago. You had to see Bozo all sprawled out there on 57th Street. That was me. You have to stop confronting people and start making. I could see it now. They're already starting. The more radical vegans are already starting. Well, we're going to have to make everybody vegan by force. And that's going to end in disaster. Especially when you got a farmer with a slaughterhouse and a shotgun. They'll never find you. And even if they find your body on the property where all of these farms are, they got this. If you don't ask for permission to go on their property and they shoot you, they're not in trouble. It's just too bad for you. So cut it out. Come to the table. Listen to what the rest of us are saying. You're making a lot of people sick. You either resolve the problem, you admit that you gave out bad advice, nutritional advice you weren't supposed to. And to tell you the truth, you vegans guys that quit and because you got sick, you got every right to sue these talking heads on YouTube. They're not nutritionists. They have no certificates. They shouldn't be giving out advice. And then that bullshit. It's for the ethics. No, it's not. You're telling people to eat this. Look what I eat in a day. Follow me. Eat what I eat. Or you're a murderer or you're a Nazi. So yes, you are trying to intimidate them to following this diet in which you know nothing about nutrition. Be it by coercion, by force, whatever. If you don't have any credentials to be a nutritionist and people follow your advice, you're responsible for the damage you caused by your terrible advice. And on that note, I'm out of here.